Have you been living in your house for a few years, not done the regular maintenance? Your house is looking a little lived in. You want to sell it, but you really don't have the money to make those repairs so that you can put the house on the market to get the most money? Or did you inherit a property, maybe from a family member in a different state, somewhere near you, and they've lived in that house for years and haven't done those minor repairs, cosmetic stuff that needs to be done, and you really don't have the money to put into this house to get it on the market and get it sold? Well, I got a solution for you. One of my vendors, Jeff Young, has an excellent program for people in just those situations. Jeff, will you tell us a little bit about your company and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So we're actually a home buying service started by a real estate agent to help solve the issues our consumers are facing on a daily basis. What we noticed was an entire segment of sellers whose needs weren't being met. Those who want the certainty and convenience of a guaranteed cash offer, but don't necessarily want to leave a ton of money on the table by not taking advantage of it on the MLS. On one end, you have investor or iBuyer offers that give you the guaranteed cash offer and quick close, though typically at a fraction of the market value. On the other side, you can list traditionally where you'll maximize your value on the market, but you have to deal with showings and it could potentially take 3 or 4 months to sell. Our offer is right there in the middle. It's a hybrid solution for sellers who want the certainty of a quick close, cash offer, and want to maximize their profits by listing on the MLS.
Jeff, you're telling me that a seller who has a house that may need some repair, they need the convenience of getting out first, they can sell their home to you. You will then do the repairs. Once they move out, put the house on the market, and then they will get any extra profit once the house sells that second time.
Precisely.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's so much better than a lot of the iBuyers we have around here, and they're great for convenience. The problem we see as realtors, their first offer is generally 20% under market value because they have to make their profit on that second sale. And once they do their inspections and all the other fees they add in, you really end up getting a lot less. So if convenience is a thing for you, man, this sounds like a great plan.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that, investors will typically come in and try and claw at and get everything down. We're never going to do that here at Homeward. It's actually a really simple, straightforward process. So we buy the house for
Mhm.
89% of its market value. You then do what you do best, Terrence. You get it sold on the open market for top dollar, and we charge a flat fee in order to do that. So you have that guaranteed cash up front. You could do any fixes or repairs that you want on the home to make it present in the best light so that you can net the most amount of money possible and then sell on the open market.
Wow. Now, Jeff, we've been sitting here talking about it a lot, and I know talk doesn't go a long way with a lot of people. Can you show us an example of how the system works?
Absolutely. Give me one moment to do so here.
Perfect.
Right here is exactly a breakout of how our solution works. So, for example, say the home is worth $500,000. You'll see that we'll purchase it at 89%, which comes out to 445. We're going to go ahead and take out our fees as well as any agreed upon commission that you have and closing cost on the home, which would put an initial payout of 389,400 into your client's pocket.
Now,
Uh,
I like that aspect of it, Jeff, because now that person can use the equity that they've built up in their home because we all know how much home prices have jumped over the last few years. They can now use that to purchase their next home, go about their business.
Precisely, precisely.
Okay.
And then you have the upside of being able to get it sold on the MLS. And again, we could have helped update some paint or flooring or anything along those lines so the home is presented in its best light possible. So in this example, you'll see it sells for 500,000. That puts an additional net proceed of 55,000. We adjust our fee and the commission to be based off of the final sales price of the home. And then there's some various seller expenses like HOA fees and taxes that we could incur. My company owns the property. Right here, we're estimating it around $1,000, which gives an additional net proceed of 47,400, bringing the total proceeds of 436,800. This is only 6% less than what they would have gotten had they gone the traditional route or not been able to do those upgrades and repairs to net the most amount of money.
That's an excellent scenario. You get the best of both worlds.
Precisely.
My clients right now that I helped him purchase his house about 6 years ago. He now wants to move closer to his work. He's going to rent a house for a year so he can really take his time to buy that next house. This was a perfect scenario for him. He was able to get a rental, move out of the house, and now we're going to get that house on the market, get it sold, and deliver him that extra profit. Jeff, aside from that example, are there any other examples you can give us of people that you guys have been able to help?
I would love to. And I actually have another slide to share with you on
All
that.
right.
We think of people in kind of three different categories here at Homeward. Distress is one of our probably major use cases. So people that are in foreclosure, probate, divorce, have health issues or potential job loss, we're a great fit because we can stop that mortgage payment immediately and then they can move on to whatever's next in their life.
That's huge because a foreclosure situation, a lot of people in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure feel they don't have any options. This could be the perfect option for you to get out of that and not negatively affect your credit. And I never thought of a divorce situation. We all know there's a lot of stress around divorce. You want to get in, get it done. This system could be excellent for divorce situations. And here in the Triangle, with the big tech influence we have, people move for work often, even in the military, Goldsboro and Fayetteville. This is a perfect opportunity for those people.
Precisely. The convenience that it provides is unmeasured. So anyone that has a big family, a busy lifestyle, and we're a really, really great solution for investment properties, especially for people that are wanting to free up that equity and move on to the next project.
Those are great. Big families. I work with a lot of families. Again, those houses are lived in. And in these situations, you don't want to disrupt your family's routine for showings. And usually showings are when the kids would be home or on the weekends. This way, you can sell the home, get your family in the next home, and then we take care of all the work. The other one I like on there is investment properties. I work with a lot of investors that are, say, out of state, and they haven't been in the home for 5 to 10 years, haven't really done a lot of maintenance. So this is an excellent situation for them to be able to get out of one investment property and then buy another one.
I couldn't agree more. I often tell people, I personally have 2 kids, 2 dogs, a cat, and a father-in-law. So the idea of keeping my house list and show ready at all times, it's just really not something that we would be able to do. So again, that convenience really comes into play. The next category we look at is certainty. As you mentioned, tech industry, people that are relocating, moving to different areas. And then if someone is concerned about the future of the market, this is an election year. So oftentimes the market is pretty in flux. So this gives them that certainty of knowing exactly how much money they're going to walk away with up front, with the ability to net additional proceeds as well. And then what if you want to just find that perfect home first, that you want to go out and spend the time that you need and not worry about having to go or finding a home that they want to purchase, because you're going to be able to have that equity and just go out and be able to put it immediately into the new home. Another function is for people that are looking to take the equity out of their current house to be able to go out and find that next property. Wonderful for people that are downsizing, because they can take the bulk of their equity, buy that new home all cash, and then be able to move in right away. One thing that you really want to think about here when you're considering using my company as a solution, there's no obligation, commitments, nor application fee to simply find out exactly where we land and be able to find and make an informed decision on whether or not they want to proceed with our solution.
I love that piece of it, Jeff, because this gives people peace of mind. They have an option now so they can go about their life. So this is excellent. If you have any questions about this awesome program, please give me a call. We're here to help and to give you options that make sense. Thanks, Jeff, for explaining a little bit about what you guys do, and looking forward to closing a few more deals with you.
Thanks, Terrence, for having me. Have a fantastic day.